Oh, right, let's hope there's somebody on here. This camera's facing in the opposite direction. The feels very. Is anyone going to join? I haven't warned you about this, so I've just come on here as a sort of a last-minute thing. Rochelle Carslake and Ben Beachy. Hello, everyone. Cool, that was quick. Look at me. Look what I've done to my finger. I cut it, so now I've got to keep it covered up with this, so no water gets in it. Hello, everyone. Oh, Debbie Price, hello. Oh, long time no see, Debbie. Hope you're well. Oh, there's loads of people on here. You're doing a live one, Elaine? Yes, I am, yeah. How long for? Oh, not too long. Right, okay. Thank you for your joining me, everyone that's on here this evening. Normally, you know, for a while I do lives on my son's flat, sorry. But, you know, we've all been advised to stay at home, so we're all kind of trying to abide by some sort of rule and keep each other well and safe. So it's good that you've joined me anyway. I was trying to get this thing sorted out. I'm not used to this camera. Hold on, what else does it do? Oh, it doesn't spread out. Okay. So here we are, and well, that's lopsided at all. Wait a minute. Oh, it'll probably all fall out now. This is confusing, isn't it? I'm not used to this. When I used to do it on my phone, it used to go the other way. Anyhow, I'm here. Hope you're okay. Miss you. Me too. Yeah. Hello, Les. Nice to see you on here, and we love your drawings. Les was the one that did the drawing of the. It looked like a husky dog. It's lovely. So what I've come on here for tonight. Oh, my computer's making a weird noise there. It obviously doesn't like lights. So I won't stay on here too long. It's my fan's going on the computer already. I've come on here to ask everybody to join me in prayer, okay? If you want to, because I know others are doing prayers on here. I know Alan Acton is doing his prayer at 10 o'clock tonight, so it's about 5 minutes time. So yeah, we could kind of join in with Alan and his people that do the prayer and come together and actually pray for the world, because yes, we're in such a state at the moment, aren't we? It's terrible what's happening in Italy, all over the world. People dying just left, right and centre. It's so, it's awful, really. And I know you would say that we have to sit there and not be afraid and carry on with our lives as normal as we can do. But it's something that hasn't happened in my lifetime, and probably in a lot of your lifetimes as well. So it's something that we need to all come together and help one another to live and to try and separate ourselves for a while until this thing disappears altogether. So what we're going to do now, if anybody wishes to join me, is to pray for everybody that is suffering right now, and also pray for the ones that have families that have lost their loved ones to this terrible virus, and hopefully our prayers will be heard. So everyone, thank you for supporting me in this. Oh, thank you, Delaney. Your words and artwork are so uplifting and positive. Thank you. You know, I just wish life could be a bit more positive. It's so upsetting to see, and I expect it's been playing on our minds a lot, because inwardly you get stressed about it because it's such an awful thing. And I think that at that time that there's not really a lot that you can do, because you can't have that closeness with your neighbours and your friends that you are so used to being. And I've had to cancel all of my events and face-to-face readings simply because of this virus. We have to stay separated from each other, which is such a shame, but still in separation we can come together as one and pray and love one another. So obviously none of us are perfect, but we don't deserve this. Really, we don't deserve this awful thing. And I know that Jonathan was talking on the live about it being part of life and part of spiritual awakening for everyone on the earth to come together and to help one another. It's such a shame that it had to be done this way, if it is that at all. You know, we know that physical beings have viruses and have illnesses and that sort of thing, which is an earthly thing, but it's such an awful thing to have to go through, whatever it is, whether it be a virus or cancer or whatever it may be. But at the moment, thank goodness, me and my family are well, and we haven't had any symptoms of it at all. So what I'm doing is I'm eating, and what I would recommend that you do is keep your immune system strong. Eat well, sleep well, exercise well. Obviously, don't overdo it, but do what you would normally do. So if you're stuck in the house, perhaps do a bit of yoga or a bit of exercise or listen to some music, or, you know, if you've got a garden, go and spend time out there doing a bit of gardening, or just sitting in the garden taking in the fresh air, because you're not near to people. You're in your own confined space in your garden, and you're still in nature that way, so you're not actually trapped indoors. But then people in flats, I feel quite sorry for them, because they're in that confined space, and the only thing they can do is open their window if they're going to stay indoors. If you can't really go out for a walk, sometimes you're going to bump into people inevitably taking their dogs out for a walk. So you've got to avoid everybody. And it's such a shame, because sometimes you want to greet people, you want to hug your friends, and we got to do all this elbow bumping. We can't really even do that now, can we? You're passing a person in the street and they're thinking, well, have they got it? Have I got it? You know, just what a way to go on. It's awful. I feel it doesn't quite feel right to be this way. There's nothing worse than that, really, that you've got to steer yourself round a person and avoid them and be scared to breathe, basically, or cough. You're scared to cough because they may think, oh, as they got it, you know. It's I know we are all in the same boat, Penelope. Yeah, it is bizarre. And my guide did say this in our circle. I think it must have been about a year or two ago, actually. He mentioned that mass exodus, and other mediums have mentioned it in their books many years ago, that this sort of thing would come about. It's just scary stuff, really. But let's all come together and unite together, because it makes it less scary if at least you know you're not on your own with it, you know. Imagine the people that are in the hospital beds right now, and they're just thinking, well, am I going to get well? Or am I going to pass? It must be awful for them. So these are the ones we want to pray for, and the whole world, basically. And that Italy, Iran, many other countries are heard with our prayer, mass prayer. And of course, we can't gather together physically to do that prayer, but we've got these amazing technologies to be able to do it. So yes, now we're going to do the prayer, and I will say the words of the prayer. If you want to think of your own prayer while we're doing this, then yeah, by all means, you may want to mention particular loved ones or friends, and we shall do it that way. Okay, so here we go, and we should just all pray from the heart. That's the only way we can do it. And words from the heart, well, there can't be anything better than that, can there? And let's hope that whatever you see God as, that he will listen to us. We will be listened to. You know, the Great Spirit, God, whatever you're wanting to call that source of love. Please join me now while we do these prayers. And obviously, yes, Jonathan, I will be watching replay. That's great. So all of you, I could say hello to you all individually, but I'll sort of thank you all for taking your time to come on here, because we know how important it is to everybody. So Ian, put your minds together, put all our consciousnesses together, and everything that we have within us, and send out healing prayers, because the power of prayer is strong. Yes, it is. And I have always believed in the power of prayer, and I'm sure you have too. So let's come together, everyone, and support each other in this. Father, we ask, in our hour of peril in this world, it's such a terrible time that we have come to, and it is such a sad thing to see. We ask that you hear our prayer, and that you will come together and listen to them all from your side of life. Everyone in the spirit world, and God, and everyone on this earth, may we be heard, and I'm sure that many others are praying to you right now. May this prayer and all of our prayers be heard at this moment in time. May our mass prayer go throughout the world with all of us. We ask that you hear it and have mercy upon all that are suffering right now, and those that don't think that they are and will do, but we pray that you will heal them and protect those that are well, so that they don't have the virus. We ask that you help the people of the earth, the doctors, the nurses, in their terrible, stressful time that they are going through right now. Help them to cope and get all the things that they need in order to help the patients and keep them free of the virus. We also ask for help everywhere in the world that is suffering with this right now, and that they may be also heard with their prayers. We ask that you bring great healing to this world, Father, and that something that you will do will bring this terrible, terrible virus to an end. It seems like the world is in such a dark place right now, but we know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll all try our best to think positive, to get through this, what seems like apocalyptic time. We read many things that do come true, but we never ever expected anything to be such on a massive scale as this. And although many of our guides, including mine, would have warned us of this, we didn't realize that it was going to be on such a great scale. But we ask that if after all of this, that the countries and all the world goes into this recession, that God forbid people should starve or anything like that. We ask that the whole world will then come together, unite and help one another to bring the world back to as it should be. But we also ask that if this is to be an awakening, that it will make people or help people unite together and become more understanding of one another's feelings. The hatred in the world will lessen. We know that it can't make it completely perfect, as we have to learn in some ways through negative. But at this huge negative time, we ask that the positive be given to us all to help us through it. May you be there for everyone in this world, and may you protect our loved ones as well that are around us. Keep us safe and allow us to live and spread the light to this world. We ask that you hear our prayer. We are in desperation when we ask this. I think that most people in this world now, Father, are pretty stressed, turning their televisions on and hearing it every day, your every waking moment. You could turn away and say, well, that's getting on my nerves, but it's real, it's true, and it's happening. And you, Father, can see it all. You have the power to do something about this. And we ask that even if it cannot be within immediate effect, that you may bring comfort to anyone else that is going to face this in their families. God forbid that this terrible thing will go on much longer. I ask and we implore you, and we may even beg. We don't want to have to do it that way, but this, we ask that you would hear our prayer right here and right now, and whoever else is praying in this world. We are not religious in thought or anything of that nature, but I believe that even the religious people would come together and want to pray to ask you to help the world. So whoever is praying right now, whoever is asking for help to God, may you listen to us all and answer it. And please bring this terrible thing to an end sooner rather than later, Father. Help the world to recover from any financial difficulty that it may be in. And may you reach all corners to all the elderly as well, and people that are alone in all of this and frightened. May you look to them, and in their hour of need, send their loved ones from the other side to comfort them and find people to help them in some way or another. Don't let them be alone. These poor people are dying alone in hospitals. They can't even get to their loved ones to tell them how much they care for them before they die. Terrible things. You can't sit there and watch us go through all this any longer. Enough. Please, Father, please, we all ask of your help, a miracle. Amen. So you see, some of you may have gone off of here already if you're heading off to bed, but take those thoughts and those prayers with you. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. You are, none of us are, but to be put through all of this, I don't think we deserve that. No, we don't. I don't think so, do you? So somebody's saying, so sorry for your loss, but I haven't had any loss. Obviously, yes, replying to Sue. Whoever Sue is, I think she's disappeared up the list, but terrible thing to hear. I'm so sorry, whatever it is. So may you all be blessed and protected. I mean, the one thing I believe in is the power of mass prayer and getting together, because it has created miracles in the past, but boy, do we need a miracle now. If any other time, we need it now. And, you know, I don't demand or anything like that. You know, it's just awful. And I'm sitting in my little back room here amongst all my mess, and I'm thinking, well, you can't take that with you when you go. I don't care about that right now. I can tidy that up, but this is just beyond belief. In all of my 52 years of this earth, I've never experienced anything so frightening and awful. You don't know who's standing next to you. What a way to be. So hopefully, anyhow, on a more positive note, let's all laugh together with our families, and let's all amuse each other while we're in this place. And on a positive note as well, just try and see the light at the end of the tunnel, even if it seems a little bit impossible right now. We are in the middle of it. And if they say that China can improve, then surely we can. We all do it in different ways of coming together in the countries and trying to overcome it and separate people. But we will not be separated forever. We will not. I don't believe that. There has to be an end to it. Like anything else, it can't go on forever. It has to go, to disappear. It can't stay here with us forever and go on and on and on and on. It may take a little bit of time to, to sort out and get rid of. And many people are passing with that now, so we pray for them as well. Because they didn't want to go, did they? Their soul might plan to, obviously, but on a physical way of thinking, they were probably frightened half. It's just, it doesn't even bear thinking about. So thank you all for joining me. I know Jonathan's not on tonight because you can't really ask any questions. He could speak to you, but I am a bit tired, and it's no point in me letting him through when I'm feeling a bit tired. I've been up since 6 and had a bit of a restless night. So maybe I can get together with my son somehow on here during the week next week. So it's lovely to have you all here. Sorry, I'm not going to go into trance, but I know that he's here because I haven't closed down from the reading yet, but I know he's with us. So I'm sure that all your guides, and when you do your prayers, call together all the loved ones in spirit, the angels or the guides, the loved ones in spirit, and of course the man upstairs, God, if you want to call him God, Great Spirit, whatever it is that you want to say, that one source of love that could be the only thing that has the power to take this away from us all and allow us to live and be happy together again. So whatever comes out of it, let's just hope it's good. And stick together, everyone, and appreciate life. I think maybe through this, we will learn to appreciate life. Now that would be a good thing. So I know my computer's going mad with this fan inside it now, so I better go off. But yes, keep the prayers, keep the positive thought going, and perhaps even if you're indoors, get the board games out and see who wins first, but don't argue over it. Yeah. So keep smiling throughout it all and have a laugh, have a joke with each other. Don't allow the news to completely enfold you and take over your life. And I think we get so wrapped up in it. We've allowed it now to become every waking moment of coronavirus, and that seems to be our only topic of conversation now. And yes, it's probably apt for that because of the atrocity of it all, the terrible amount of it. That's why it's spoken about so much. So for those of you who have joined late, we've done the prayer, and further your prayers, take the prayers to bed with you, take the positive thoughts to bed with you. We're allowing ourselves to drown in this negativeness. It doesn't help, does it? Our well-being. If you're stressed, it's not going to help your well-being. So yes, thank you everyone for joining me, and stay in touch with each other on here. I just hope the computers keep going, because with everyone else on them, it's going to get a bit overloaded. But that's our only means of connection really now, isn't it? On here and the world, and telephone, yes, there's telephone to talk to each other on as well, and not just the computers and that. There is that old what seems like old fashioned now, a telephone call these days, you know, but you can still get in touch with each other that way, you know. Even if you haven't got a computer, and you've got a mobile, stay in touch with one another, talk to one another. Don't just shut yourself away and think, oh well, we're not going to talk to anybody, because that can't spread a virus. Talking in another place where you're not with people, you can still communicate. All right. So, as Maria's put, it's scary, Elaine. I'm in isolation in Folkestone, can't see my husband until I have done 3 months. Oh dear. I have to be here alone because of immunity. Oh, so you're not very well. I hope you're okay. Bless you. Please, God, let her be okay. Yes, I know a friend of mine has what seemed like it had been the virus in his partner, but he does seem to be doing okay now. I'm not going to mention any names, but I have contacted him today on the messenger, and he does seem to be getting better. And so he's eating his dinner. So that's good news. That's all the symptoms of the virus that he had. So please send your prayers out to him and his partner, everyone, and pray that he makes a quick recovery from this. All right. So I haven't associated with him, by the way. You know, I've really just gone down the shops and keep your hands washed. Do whatever it is you're advised to do. That's the best way to go about it. Obviously, there will be times when you run out of food. Yes, even if you stock up, you're still going to run out and have to go out and get things. You know, you can't just shut yourself away completely and never go to the shop again. But obviously, if you're going to meet people, keep a little bit of distance from them, or if anybody can go out and get things for you if you're not well, you can put things on the doorstep perhaps, and knock the door a little bit like the postman does now. You don't have to have any contact with them. There's always the letterbox to put things through, but if they can get to the door, then they can come out and get things while you stand at a distance, obviously. But night to everyone, because I shall be off to my bed shortly. And thank you so much for joining me. Let's just hope that this brings something hugely positive out of this, because that's what we need right now. God bless everyone, and night. Keep strong and keep well.